What is the most important habit that you'll ever take on? In this video, I'll show you exactly what it is. Let's go. So what exactly is the habit of a lifetime? Well, in this video, I definitely want to give you a different perspective of why we have habits and what is the most important habit that will change your life forever. I wrote a book in 2003 called Habit Busting, and it was a best-selling book all around the world, published in multiple languages, because it's a subject that most people around the world are interested in, because habits really are our superpower. They are the difference that makes the difference. It was Aristotle that said excellence is not an act, excellence is a habit. We are what we repeatedly do. And most people today, all around the world, are actually installing habits or have habits that are installed that are creating a future that they don't actually want. And I know that's a very bold statement to make, but I think it's true. How many people do you think there are in the world right now that are behaving in such a way that if they continue to behave in that way, they will end up in a future they don't want? They'll go, how did I get here? Well, they got there by the superpower of their habits. And I think we're either creating a future that we want or we don't want. Some people call that the growth mindset versus the fixed mindset. The fixed mindset is, well, this is just me, there ain't much I can do about it, and this is who I'm always gonna be, and I'm gonna wake up every day and I'm gonna carry on. I don't know why I'm talking in an American accent, but I'm just gonna keep being who I think I am, rather than doing the greatest thing you will ever do, the most important habit, the habit of a lifetime, which is to reinvent yourself. You do not have to be who you currently are. You are not who you were. If you stopped and looked back in your life, you'd realize, I'm not who I was. I don't look the same. I don't act the same. Maybe I have different friends. I eat different foods. I watch different programs. I take in different information. I have hair in a different way. I don't go to the same places I used to go. I don't wear the same clothes. You are different. But how much of that was done by you consciously? You chose to become the person that you are today. Most people are not consciously choosing who they are right now. It's happened out of circumstances. Look, there is a term in psychology. It is called prospection. And basically all it means is that human beings, we have the ability to see multiple different futures. Think of it like looking at loads of different screens with loads of different images. All of those images could represent different futures. But most people, when they think of the future, they either think of one that scares them, so they don't want to think about it, or they just don't think very far ahead. Maybe a day, a week, a month, but not any further. And if you don't think any further than that, then you're never going to have empathy for a future. You'll never invest into a future. And this is the thing I really want you to take a moment to think about. With everything we do, it's either costing our future self or we are investing in our future self. So as a coach, are you ready for me to ask you a big question? Here it is. What will be your greatest ever achievement in your life? Is it possible that your greatest ever achievement will be who you become? Gandhi said it so well. We've said it many times in our YouTube videos, which is to be the change that you want to see in the world. He knew who he needed to be, and he was prepared to reinvent himself. Stephen Bartlett, we've mentioned him before. One of the youngest ever person to be on Dragon's Den or Shark Tank, as they call it in different parts of the world. He said when he was 15, he knew who he was pursuing. He changed the game. The type of life he created wasn't the type of life that most people would have created based on the circumstances and the environments that he grew up in. But he decided to be the change that he wanted to see. Matthew McConaughey, when he gave his Oscar-winning speech where he talks about his hero was who he was becoming. Or Mr. Beast, the most successful YouTuber in the world right now, who 7 years ago made 4 videos, and he scheduled those videos to go out in the future, 6 months, a year, 5 years, 10 years. He's talking to his future self. The habit of a lifetime is to build a compelling, relationship to your future self. So you know the person that you want to be, and you start playing that game. Because if you don't start playing that game, you start playing the game that you've always played before. If you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got. And human beings have this incredible habit of just repeating, thinking, this is who I am. This is how I think. This is how I act. This is how I feel. This is me. You don't have to be who you are. You can reinvent yourself. You've done it already in your past, but you probably didn't do it consciously. Just imagine if, just like an actor, you decided to take on board a different role. That's what we do in all of the work we do in coaching people. And look, the last point I want to make is this. It's very easy for us to remember who we think we are. So we find ourselves in situations every single day and we just respond in ways that we always have. That's easy to do. The ease of remembering versus the difficulty of imagining. To imagine a future, it takes energy, it takes effort. But what would happen if you were being guided by the person you were committed to becoming? A great life, it doesn't happen by chance, it happens by design. And that's what we're in the process of doing. Abraham Maslow, who was a very famous humanistic psychologist, he said that one of the needs which men and women need to get met is to actualize, is to become something more than they currently are. And then when they've gone to that place, to transcend that and to become even more. Human beings are works in progress who mistakenly think we are complete. It doesn't have to be the case. I challenge you right now to take some time out and to think about, who do I actually want to be? And what price am I prepared to pay to start carving out that person? Comment below, let us know, and let me help you close the gaps between where you are and where you want to be. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.